if I might. So what you're saying then, Mr. Mathews, is that effectively it could well mean, and I don't know whether you have any knowledge of what has been transferred already to NAMA and what bonds have emanated as a result, that effectively the banks could end up with no further recapitalisation as a result of the bonds that that NAMA have given them in exchange for the portfolios. And do you know whether or not the existing transfers have resulted in any bonds being used as collateral for funding?
I know this much, that the recapitalisation of the banks might only happen very indirectly, not by the back door, indirectly through a sort of a third level effect rather than a direct effect by any borrowing from the ECB using NAMA bonds as a collateral. But the important thing to remember is this. In the pricing of the loan assets of the banks, for the purpose of NAMA buying those loan assets at these discounts, every time that the discounts have been crystallised, the bank has to replace that capital. And the way it's being organised at the moment is the wrong way. They're saying that before the end of the year, based on their projections of their balance sheets at the end of the year, it will be sufficient for AIB to have raised 7.4 billion and Bank of Ireland 3.65 billion. And the way AIB proposes to do it is a mixture of a few things, which includes selling all or part of its investment in the Polish bank, the M&T Bank in the United States, maybe some share rights issues, maybe a placing. A whole lots of maybes. But when the loans are transferred to NAMA, the 7.4 billion of write-down, and that's not enough, I keep going back, it should be minimum 10. That is the figure that needs to be replaced. And it's got what I call a hesitant pencil tick by Mr. Elderfield and Mr. Honohan as being hopefully all right to result in an 8% capital cushion for the bank. But again, this is not right. This is falling short of the requirements. And that's why John Fitzgerald, who's an eminent economist, but not a financial accountant, said today the banks need more capital and that's why they need to be nationalised.
Well, the government has been saying that all the time.
Chairman, just to finish.
Is that enough, Mr. Chairman?
Just one last point on it. What you would say then is that we could still have an ongoing situation where SMEs would not be getting a credit flow because the main banks, the main retail banks, the Bank of Ireland and AIB would not be sufficiently recapitalised to be able to do that, and that could be part of what we're experiencing at the present time.
Absolutely. Well, that's perfectly well put.